Let's go now to the next area. So we are going to make this here. So it's really the same thing as on the front, so it's totally fine if it's just mirroring it. And we are going to begin here with the same thing as we have done here. So basically we can just take the whole part, the whole stuff here. So let's see, we are going to just take all of them. This here. So we need this here too. So I'm going to duplicate that. Can put it aside. We can just put it on top of that. That's totally fine. So let's grab it in this area here. So we don't have to do this again. I'm going to delete here this part, so we don't need that. And with that we have just to add a mirror on the other side, but to do that we have just to put the cursor back to word origin, and then we have just put the origin back to 3D cursor, and with that we can just mirror it on the other side of the y-axis like that. Do this on the other things too. So we're missing here a mirror modifier, so I'm going to add this quick. So we need it on the y and the z axis, and we need it on the middle, so we're good here. So let me see, we're missing on that one, yeah. Alright, we have the same thing here, but the difference on that is we have just a closed area up here, so I'm going to close here this faces. I'm going to delete this here, I'm going to I'm just going to close that, and I'm going to close that. And we have here, we have some area that you can open or closing. So let's do that. I just want to be on right in the middle here. I have to go back to global, and I'm going to add a cube for that. Always put it here. I just want it to be in the middle of that, so I'm going to just select that, cursor to selected. And with the cube, you can go to Object, Snap, and then you can go to Selection to, let me see, I think Selection to Cursor, yeah, Selection to Cursor. And now we're right in the middle here. So I just want to, first of all, here, just a mirror modifier working. So I'm going to delete one side, add a mirror modifier on the y-axis, and now we can just adjust it in the way you want to. So I just want it that big here, so we need to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's fine. So like this height. Then I want just a little bit more of detail here, so I'm going to duplicate that. Just make a little bit of a space, make that a little bit bigger. And with this we can just extrude it all the way out until I think this point is good. Don't worry about the stuff down here, behind here hiding, that's fine, that's good. So I go down here, make a bevel. So maybe it would be cool if the bevel is just right on this edge here. So I'm going to select that, go to active element, just snap it on this point, so it's right on this point here. And let's add a mirror modifier on the Z and the X axis. Oh, we can't really do that because it's right in the middle, because the middle point is here. But we can just go with that a little bit outside. Alright, I just want to add here a loop cut as an holding edge. Same thing on this dot detail here. And maybe we're going to make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going just to separate this here again. And then we can just make this here a little bit bigger. So, alright. We're going to make here our area that you can just open. Here is some detail and here is some detail. So we are going to begin here with the area you can open. So we have to make here a small gap. So I'm going to take that, just put it a little bit outside. Oh, it's a little bit too much because we have just a little of a gap. Or maybe let's do here another thing. I'm going to make this gap big, so like that. And in here we're going to add another loop cut. And with that we can just close that area. So activate clipping, extrude that, and just delete the face. So we have here a gap, but it's closed anyway down here. So that's looking better. Then we have just to do some kind of detailing. So I need an object we can just cut in here. So I'm going to add a plane. With this plane, first of all, I'm going a little bit up. So on this plane, I just want to have a diamond shape, I think. So I'm going to rotate it by 45 degrees. Make it a little bit smaller like that. Now we just need to take these 2 points and just bevel that. So make all a little bit smaller. And in here we have to fit 3 or 4 of them. So I'm going to begin here, maybe with that. So I'm going to just to deactivate for now the mirror modifier, so I see where is the line here. So we have just adjusted a little bit more. So let's see, we have one here. So we need to be very, very close here. So I'm going just to delete one side. Going to just extrude that, scale it by -1. And now I can just close that again. But now we can take all of them, and we are sure we are with the right spacing here. We can take all and put it up here. So let's do something else. I'm just selecting that, and I'm going just to scale that, put it on this side. Make sure you are even thickness here. Take all, and now I can just put that right in the middle here, or maybe rotate that. So you can do whatever you want to, but I am going to keep that in this way. So I just want that here right in the middle. So if the same thing mirrored on the other side, so we can just delete this 3 here, and let's try that in this way. So let's try to achieve that. We have our cutter object. You can just do it manually by simply adding some lines here. So you can do this right along in this way, or if you just want to be precise on that, you can just do another thing. You can select all on this cutter object, extrude them a little bit up. So we're going to cut that inside of the object. We have just to recalculate the normals. So going to be outside and just go a little bit inside of that. So like that. And I just want to make here a separation of that, so we don't cut in the other object. Select the object here, go to Boolean, select the cutter, and now you have cut it inside, like that. You can go a little bit more inside, so it's maybe a little bit too small. Alright, that's looking better here. So we are going to activate the mirror modifier, so we see the other side, but we have just to go up with the Boolean. And it's looking good, it's looking fine. So we can simply keep that, but we need a continuation on this side. So I'm going to just select this 2 and put it on this spot here. Same thing on the other side. So we have good continuation on all of them. So for that I'm just going to move it to a new collection called Cutter, and I'm going to hide that. So if you don't like here the inner sides because they are too small, you can always go to the Cutter object and make them a little bit smaller. So just go to individual origin and scale them with exclusion of the Z-axis, like that. So it's a little bit bigger here. Alright, let's go to the next area. I just want here some stuff going on, so I'm going to put it's right in the middle, so I'm going to add another cube here, scale that down, and for now I'm going to put them just right here, and we're going to begin here on the side. So with that I'm going to add here an array modifier. With the array modifier we're going to be right on the spacing, and we're going to add a little bit more. I would just want 7 of them. Alright, we have to put it on the other side, so add a mirror modifier. And it's good to go. Here we need another mirror modifier on the other side. But you see, it's nothing happened because we have just to activate it, obviously. Alright, here I just want to be a little bit on this angle, like that. So then I just want additional detail here. I'm going to add another cube, scale it down. I'm going to put that here, so as an holding edge or something like that. So I just want to copy that because I'm just going to select all of them, take all of them, put it inside, scale by -1 on the y-axis, recalculate the normals, and now we have just to make that a little smaller. So that's fine. Going to put that here and inside of that. So we need another thing here, and obviously we have to go down a little bit more with that. Alright, so I'm going to select all, duplicate that, make a no separation of it, and just put it on top of that. So maybe a little bit smaller. Oh no, we're keeping it that way. That's fine. We're going just to put that a little bit up. And obviously we need that many. We don't need that many, so that's enough. Alright, done this. Next detail. The next detail is going to be in here. Here another spacing, but you see we can't really put here the loop cut, so I'm going to isolate that a moment. We have here an n-gong, we have just to close that really quick. So let's put here loop cut, so we can just close that. Now we can put another one here that's going through. So I'm going to put one here, going to just bevel that, delete here the faces, and we can close that really quick. Or maybe just do it in that way. So I don't really know if it's closed. Yeah, it's closed, okay. And what else I just want here? I maybe just go the same thing, so I'm going to put that up. So with that we have just to be on the right spot here. And I go with that, so maybe like that or something. Nah, it's not looking good. So I'm just extruding that up, so we can bevel this here. So be sure that you're right on the right bevel here. So now we need another cutter here. So I'm going to bring back our cutter object, going to select all, duplicate that, make a no separation of it, and with that I just want to go to individual origins and just adjust it a little bit more. First of all, I just want it smaller, so like that. And now we have just to adjust it in the right way. Let's see, I'm going to delete this here, so we have only this to work with. So I'm going to delete all the rest. And now we can just select them and put it in the right place. So let's see if it's enough. No, it's not enough. So just take it another time. Now should be enough. Just scale it a little bit bigger on medium point. So it's fairly enough. Alright, we have to make it a little bit bigger, so SC. And now we can just decide first of all where we have to cut here. Okay, that's a little bit tricky now, because I just want to cut it here inside of that. So I have to separate this for a moment. To do that, just select here the parts and hide that. Oh, I have just to separate by selection. So we have this selection only here, and now with that I'm going just to hide that. So we have to be sure that we are just inside of the object, not too much like that, that's fine. And we can just add here now the Boolean modifier. So we have here this problem, so let's just keep that on top. But it's not resolving that. So maybe it's because you have just opened here the area. So I'm going to close it quick. And now it's resolved. Maybe it's a little bit too much. Yeah, that's fine. It's looking also good. If we just keep that separated. We have to prevent this problem here. So to prevent this problem, we can just select these faces here. Oops, and just extrude that outside. Don't worry about the scifi, that's fine. Or maybe just resolve that. So we have to go and take this here, this part, put it all the way up here. But in this case we have just add here another loop cut. We have to add another one here on this point, so we can just delete this here. Close the face, select that object, make this active and grab it to this point. So we have done this here. And the same thing we have just to do here. So on this point it's fine, but something is wrong here. Ah, it's only the thing here. Okay, don't worry about that. After we are going to apply our cutter, we can just resolve this problem. But for now we have just to separate here this object. To do that, simply select these faces here, make a norm separation of that. So I can just take that and put it up here. Obviously close here the point. And we are a little bit too big now, so we just go a little bit down with that. And we are good. So what else we have here? I'm going to add here another detail. So for that I'm going just to add here a loop cut with 3 segments. So we can just take that, bevel it out. So I've done it earlier. So like that. And we can just go and think how we can do this. Maybe this time I'm going just to, yeah, we're going to extrude it. So individual origins, extrude it inside. But for this time I'm going to make this point here active and just put it back. So we have only the details up here, like that, and maybe on the front. So let's just take here the front. I'm isolating the view, it's a little bit better. So we have to resolve here the bottom. So we have only the details here on the side and not on the back. So on the back maybe we can do another thing, but here we have just to close that for now. So maybe here we can just make an inset without, oh, we have just to insert that without boundary. Don't worry about this face here, we can just delete that. Oh, we have here something going wrong because we have here a face inside. So I'm going just to undo that quick, and now we have just to delete that And what's going on here? It's that face. And that's looking fine so far, so we have to do here the details now.